Construction News Tracker is presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. Still, nothing concrete, although elements within the Trump administration believe an all-encompassing infrastructure bill is forthcoming. There appears to be plenty of speculation as to what the legislation will recommend, what with previous calls for a $1 trillion spending package. Stay tuned. Construction spending beat out the forecast for November by 0.8%. Single-family residential strength led the numbers in a 4-month time span for value of construction put in place to a 3-month average of 8.8%. ABC chief economist Anirban Basu termed November's report a stark reversal of pre-existing trends. He said the recent pattern of non-residential construction spending has been focused on brisk expansion of private categories. But with November's change, public construction spending rose by 6.5%, while private construction spending shrank on a year-over-year basis. This is raising concerns over the possibility of overbuilding in some metro areas, while the nation's housing market is the strongest in a decade. The Dodge Momentum Index ended 2017 on the plus side with strong 8.6% performance for the institutional sector. The index itself grew 3.5% in December to finish the year at 153.9, bolstered by institutional gains. The commercial construction area gained less than 1%. Dodge averaged 132.3 for the year, a 10.7% gain from 2016 from both important sectors. The fourth quarter of the year, however, saw its strongest performance. $306 billion is the cost for 3 hurricanes, wildfires, hail, flooding, tornadoes, and drought in the U.S. last year. Much more than 2005 when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans at a cost of $215 billion. Overall, $16 billion disaster struck the nation, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. 3 of the most expensive hurricanes ever, Harvey in Texas, Maria in Puerto Rico, and Irma in Florida, were recorded. Updating the power supply situation in Puerto Rico, utility crews from across the nation have taken up residence on the island to restore electricity to the population. Hurricane Maria left such a devastating mess that nearly the entire distribution network must be rebuilt. Crews are staying a month on average, and Florida Power and Light has been among those leading the charge. They have 140 line crews on site and have transported 1,000 power poles, 100 bucket trucks, and equipment by barge to the island community. Great Britain has been racked by the bankruptcy of its second largest construction firm, Carillion. The firm was forced into liquidation after losing money on a series of contracts and accumulating over $1 billion in debt. One of Britain's biggest contractors, the loss of Carillion threatens some 19,000 jobs and an already pounded pension fund of $800 million deficit. A groundbreaking event for the Las Vegas Convention Center expansion was held recently, marking the second phase of the $1.4 billion project. The former Riviera Resort is the site of the latest construction to add 1.4 million square feet of exhibition and meeting space to the cavernous complex. The building expected to support 14,000 construction jobs and, when completed, an additional 7,800 jobs to the Las Vegas market. Another recall is underway for Dodge Ram trucks, this time for its shifter mechanism. Chrysler says certain 2010 through 2017 Model 2500 and 3500 pickups, 3545 and 5500 chassis cabs, and 2016 and 17 3500 Ram chassis, which total 1.48 million vehicles, is under recall. Higher interior temperatures linked to an electrical problem can cause the brake transmission interlock device to fail. Contact your dealer if you own one of these Dodge Ram trucks. For many of us, winter is here, and that means sometimes treacherous driving conditions. For many, some modern technology is wreaking havoc on motorists, as northern states, including Minnesota, is experiencing. Here's Liz Collin.
It's the same bright idea some of us celebrate inside our homes. But at busy intersections in the winter months, that upside might be buried.
The LED lights do not emit enough heat to melt off snow and ice that may accumulate on them.
MnDOT's Kent Barnard says by now, most of the state's 1,400 traffic lights have switched from incandescent bulbs to light-emitting diodes, or LEDs, producing less than half the heat as before. It's estimated the new bulbs carry a 90% cost savings. Still, cold weather states across the country have seen unintended consequences. Take a look at some of these snow-covered traffic lights our affiliate in Denver found. A woman in that area broke her neck when a driver blew a buried red light.
It's not a huge problem, but yes, it has happened in Minnesota.
MnDOT says up north has it the worst. A St. Louis County traffic engineer told WCCO when it snowed this fall, it saw some lights covered for 24 to 48 hours, while the old bulbs would have melted the snow in just a few hours tops. Transportation crews say there just isn't the manpower to clear lights in and after storms.
Finally, in closing, some people march to the beat of a different drummer, and some people tango. This is Construction News Tracker, looking over the industry that makes the world a better place, presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. Follow us on social media, Twitter using hashtag Construction News, YouTube at 4constructionpros, and on Facebook at /4constructionpros, as the streaming web never ends.